What up, what up, what up? It's been a while, man, since your boy came to you from the crib. Been here and there and everywhere, but it's all good, man. That's what we do. Hey, we up early, we getting it. It's Friday. What we gonna talk about today? Let's start with, man, the NFL kicked off last night. Shit, last minute comeback. Shit, we them boys, but man, they came and got them boys, didn't they? Shit, them Tampa Bay Buccaneers opened up celebrating on the opening day. Hey, if you're playing fantasy football, it was a good day. The ball was flying all over the place. Hey, it's gonna be interesting going into the weekend. We'll see who make that money this weekend. So, I don't know how many of y'all into fantasy football, but I know a few good, and me too. So, I got off to a pretty good start, and I hope it continues this weekend. I'm loving it. Football's back. The markets ain't popping yet on Friday. We don't know what they're doing yet, but it's leaning towards an implied open. The future's leading to the markets opening up. So, opening up is always good. We love that. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. As always, let's start it off talking about it. You say, well, how we get it? Say, well, we got to buy these good companies. We're not going to stop doing that. Buy the good companies, right? We're going to get them at a good price, right? And we're going to invest over time. That's what we're going to do. We're going to be consistent with our investing, all right? We're going to get these good companies, we're going to get them at good prices, and we're going to wait for that pop, baby. Because that's where it's at, man. What's the topic of the day? Shit. How do you turn $500 into $2,000 within a month span? It's probably some ways to do it, but I don't know. It's I don't know if it takes flipping this or flipping that, hitting this or hitting that, or what it takes to get it. But I don't have the answer to that 500 to 2,000, right? But we're gonna get into making a little money with your money when you give it back and you invest in yourself. So we're gonna talk about that a little bit. Well, you want to start with your positions. Building a position in a quality stock will allow the biggest flip. Say it again. Building a position in a quality stock will allow the biggest flip. You can take a $2,800 into a Google and hope it makes you 500, or in a short period, or you can invest 2,800 in a 68 shares of like a Altria or Philip Morris, and hope it makes you $500 that way. It don't matter how you do it, whether you go big tech, right, where they can make that money real quick for you, or where you see them bigger gains, but it's gonna cost you more. Or you can spend more money on the little one and see the pop a little bit more. And then, you know what? That's where we start out. That's where you start to understand building your position is. You buy smaller companies, good quality company. Mine is Altria. I say it all the time. It's been around for a long time. It ain't going nowhere. People got them stress levels. People got that comfort feeling, whatever it may be. But it ain't going nowhere, and they keep making that money pop. What up, T, man? Good to see you, man. Glad you joining, man. We talking about building that position today, watching that pop. And then, but you could also, whether you spend $2,000 to make 500 the small way, or whether you spend $2,000 to make it 500 the big way, don't matter how you get there, as long as you get there and what you're comfort for, so your comfort level. But either way, you want to start to build a position. A position for you may be, one share of Google and watching it pop. What's up, and and then a share of Google for the next person might be 10 shares. It don't matter what it is to you. It's a matter of what you can afford and the return you want to see. So we want to build that position. We want to build that position. If you're just starting out, good company, something you can afford, build it up so you can start to understand the game. We've been talking about this flipping game for a long time in this market, so you should already be starting to understand it. But the next thing, time. You'll make more money, all right? $100 here, $100 there, short time. Felt good about it, right? You see that? It's inevitable. You do that, but oh man, I ain't had no money before, so it's like, I made 50 here, I made 100 there, and you watch that money flip and you be like, okay, I'm doing good. But you're gonna make more money if you let that money sit. It's proven time and time again. If it's a good company, if it's a bad company, it ain't nothing wrong taking a profit. I do that sometimes. I'll pick a bad company that's up a dollar, down a dollar, up a dollar, down a dollar. We all do that from time to time. But if you're talking about making that money flip, all right, it's going to take time. It's going to take time. And the longer you let that money ride, the more that money going to grow for you. Just see, and I always, I don't always talk about my wins and losses or whatever, but I'm going to talk about them today. So let's see. Philip Morris is one of those. I bought it during the pandemic. I think I bought it like $60, and it got up somewhere around $80. And I had quite a bit of it accumulated, right? And I sold it, and made a nice little piece of change, and put it into something else, and was able to get into a bigger equity. So I was able to do that, but had I held on to that, it's kind of like that old Microsoft story that everybody did. Had I held on to that, see, that's worth $105 a day. That's $40 a share. If you're just talking about you had $100, 100 times 400, that's what, 4,000? 40,000. 4,000. I believe it's 4,000. It might be 40,000. I don't even feel like counting zeros. I don't want to be on here all morning. But hey, let the money ride over the bigger time horizon. You're gonna see the bigger return. Next thing, the dividends. It's like, okay, well, I don't understand. I can't see the money for it. Well, if it's just about making money, and you're not seeing the money flip or whatever, look at your dividend stuff. All right, a dividend. This is the portion of the profit, right, that is paid to investors. This is generally the most consistent source of income you can predict. The more you own, the bigger the return. Right back to it. Altria is my one. When I go to my dividend stock, Altria is the one. I also got a couple REITs that I mess with. SPG. You got Old Realty. Costco pays a pretty good dividend. It's a little expensive, but it pays a pretty good dividend. It's a matter of what you're into. So if it's just, I got to see this money grow, and I got to see that it's bringing something to me, dividend is the look. But you're going to have to build the dividend up as well. All right. Last but not least, we're going to talk about the equity stake. Owning a stock is like equity in a house. As the value increases, the more equity you have, and the more money you have access to. Stocks are liquidated faster, but it's the same concept. If you bought a house Friday and wanted to sell it a week later, you would not expect to make $50,000. But in a 5-year span, it's possible, and you fully would expect it to be $50 to $100,000 turnaround. And it's the same thing in this stock market. You buy a stock, all right, yeah, it could blow up. It happens sometimes. I think, what was it? Not Reddit, but I can't even think about it. Not GameStop. It's not the new one. The Robinhood. So Robinhood came out, and it got down to $30, and I bought some of it. All right. And the very next day, Lord knows why, I don't know. I don't have the answer. It ain't worth that, but it turned around and it was $60 the next day. That is 100% profit turnaround. It don't get no better than that. Yeah, I'm going to sell it because I don't believe in that company. So I'm going to take that money and run, But if you do something like that and you believe in the company, you let it ride. You done already made 100% of your money back. There's a couple things you can do. You can take your money off the table and still let it ride, or you can let it all ride, or you can just take the profit and ride because you don't believe in what you're doing with that particular company and put it into something that you do believe into. So, again, a stock is like just equity that you can liquidate much quicker. Doesn't come with taxes, inflation, jail. But you know what? If I had to figure out, how much taxes I got to pay on $1 million, I'm gonna be happy with that over the fact of, how I'm gonna pay this taxes on this $35.99. I want to figure out. I want them type of problems. So anyway, man, it's been a good day. It's Friday. We getting it started. I love Friday, man. Got some good things on the horizon. So again, before we get out of here, we're gonna talk about it. Build your position. Time in the market. If you're impatient, get you something to pay a dividend. There's nothing wrong with that. That'll help you through them impatient times. Be like, the stock not doing nothing. A lot of people think Apple is flat. Be like, it ain't doing nothing. But it pays a little dividend. Not enough to make you happy, but it's going to pay you a little dividend, right? But truth be told, it is doing something. If a stock started at 120, it's at 150. If you accumulating it at 120, picking it up, that's $1 every time it go up. That's $30 you done made. $30 per share. $30 per share. Don't be scared of this game. Start to understand this game. Like I say, even if you start small, which I recommend, because you want to understand it. And if you're out there, you're tricking off money, you're excessive gambler, you got a bunch of women. My daddy tell me, say, you can have a bunch of women or you can have a bunch of money. You can't have both. So, and I don't know if it's right or wrong, but, I don't make that kind of money to know if you can have a bunch of women and I don't want a bunch of women. But what I do know is if you're out there tricking off that money, you can invest in yourself a little bit. Find a way to invest in you and stop just giving your money away. Hey, always, man, invest in these good companies, all right? Get them at good prices. Do it consistently. Invest in your health. Invest in your wealth. Um, Shit, I wish I had more for you, man. It's gonna be a good day though. That's all you need to know in this game though. Position, time, dividend, equity stake. You know that. You know more than more than you need to know. Shit, and then the next step is just like, okay, well, what my tax man gonna tell me? My tax woman gonna tell me, and how we gonna keep this money in my pocket? 'Cause that's what it's all about. Once you get it, we gotta keep it. And once you keep it, you gotta watch it grow. All right. Anyway, man, I love y'all. It's Friday, man. Hope y'all have a wonderful day, and I'll see y'all again real soon. Have a good weekend. Football it is, baby. Fantasy football on the horizon. All right, T, I'm going to holler at you, baby.